This is Dirk Horton again. Welcome to Math on Monday presents Building Math Courage. Hey, we're in lesson 8 now, and we're going to learn our tens and fives, our sort of multiplication tables. And this is one of those situations where learning two at once really pays off. Anyway, let's begin. First of all, let's count by 10. You all have spent some time counting by tens. This is something that may not be new to most of you. So let's see what we have. We add 10 to 10, and we have 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Excellent. Well, what we've got a situation here is we've counted by tens. This is a very easy way of looking at multiplication. For instance, multiplication is repeated addition. And if you look next to each one of these, we have a 1 times 10, 2 times 10, 3 times 10, 4 times 10, 5 times 10. 6 times 10, 7 times 10, 8 times 10, and 9 times 10. And can we see the pattern? Let's see. First of all, we've figured it out. You probably know this already. To multiply a number by 10, all you do is put a 0 to the right of that number. For instance, if you look at 4 times 10, just put a 0 next to the 4, and you've got it. 4 times 10 is 40. Probably not new for all of you. But here's where the benefit comes in. Let's look at the 5 pattern. And then we're going to compare the 5's pattern with the 10's pattern, which is really easy. Let's count by 5's by adding 5. Ready? All right, what about a pattern here? Let's compare this pattern with the tens pattern. Now, if you notice, let's take 50 for instance. If you notice, if you compare 50 and 25, 25 is just half of 50. If you look at 70, half of 70 is 35. Half of 90 is 45. This shows that the 5, if you know your tens pattern, the 5 pattern is really quite easy. It's just the tens pattern divided by 2. So to multiply a number by 5, you times it by 10 and then divide it by 2. Let's take a look. All right. The 5's pattern is the 10's pattern divided by 2. All right, let's take a look at each one of these and notice something. When you have an even number, when you're multiplying by 5 and you have an even number, it always, the result always ends in 0. This is good. Good reminder. When you have an odd number like 3, 5, 7, and 9, it always ends in 5. These are kinds of patterns that you could get used to, and remembering the 5's is pretty straightforward. Very important. All right. To multiply a number by 5, you multiply it by 10, and then divide by 2. All right, let's begin our test. Now, this is a great way to learn your tens and fives, your fives especially, because You learn these things in pairs. Are you ready? Let's see what we got. All right. 10 times 3. Well, that's easy, right? You add a 0. Now 5 times 3 is just half that. Now there's an odd number here, so it's going to end in 5. So the real important thing to deal with here is the fact that this is really straightforward. Multiplying by 10 is just adding a 0. And then if you want to multiply by 5, just cut that in half. Let's see if you can practice. Remember, you can stop this at any time by pausing it, and gives you more think time. Let's give it a try. Finally, an easy one. This is good to practice, and congratulations. You're well done. You are learning your 10s and your 5s. Practice a few times and you will be an expert. All right, this is Dirk at work saying goodbye.